All right, thank you very much, Bumper Jack. 4 Hunt Front Super Dirt Series heat races getting ready to come your way here in just a moment. A lot of championship implications on the line. And Hunter Jordan standing by down there. Hunter, man, these heat races are about to be very exciting. And as we touched on earlier, man, there's a lot up for grabs. A lot up for stakes here this weekend.
Yeah, a lot up for grabs. This is it. For guys like Corey Hedgecock, guys like Joseph Joyner, this is it for these guys. We got tonight and tomorrow night. And, going to mention it again, Zach Mitchell back to 6th in the point standings this weekend. Would have been a huge weekend for him. Was going to come into the weekend only 2 points behind Jimmy Owens, but after that penalty, after failing a tire test after Southern Raceway's win that he had there, going to go back to 6th. So a heartbreaking weekend, but he's still got a chance to come out of here with $43,000. If he wins tonight and wins tomorrow night, which I would not say is out of question, he is the March Madness champion here back in March with the Cherokee Chief Series. So keep an eye on Zach Mitchell. He is a home game favorite here tonight.
All right, Hunter Jordan down there in the Trade Paints Hot Pits. We want to welcome each and every one of you live watching on Hunt the Front TV, on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching from. We're getting ready to go. Heat racing action. Sublimited Apparel. Heat racing number 1. This is how they will line up. Number 1 on the inside, the 93 car to Lincoln, North Carolina, will be Carson Ferguson. To the outside, the 06 in a Wake Forest, it's Christian Thomas. Number 2 on the inside, the 23 van allowed in Tennessee. Currently second in the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series standings, Corey Hedgecock. To the outside, in the 88 car, Union, South Carolina, defending Blue-Gray 100 champion, it's Trent Ivey. Row number 3 on the inside in the 6 machine. Driver to Jupiter, Florida, picked up a win back on August 31st here at Cherokee. It'll be Clay Harris. To the outside, at number 76 in Evans, Georgia, 2-time Blue-Gray 100 champion. It'll be big, sexy Brandon Overton. The 4th row back in the inside at number 22 in Mount Holly, North Carolina. It'll be 30-time Chris Ferguson. And to the outside in the 44D out of Salem, Alabama, it'll be Juicy Dalton Cook. Jake Jackson in the J1 of Gilkey, North Carolina. Anthony Sanders in 421 make up row 5. And Landon Zakalowski all back there by himself in row 6. As they approach the Velocity Manufacturing start zone, Minor Construction green flag is out. We are underway in Sublimited Apparel Heat Racing number 1. And here we go. Be Ferguson going to take the race lead. Carson Ferguson down the back straightaway. That's the 06 of Christian Thomas using the outside. Oh, look out. Loosey Goosey's going to collect a few drivers. The 88 of Trent Ivey, defending Blue-Gray 100 champion involved. And the 06 of Christian Thomas, around he goes into number 3 and 4 on the opening lap. And our first Coleman Farms caution will be displayed. Take a look at the HuntTheFront.tv replay. Racing hard with Corey Hedgecock down the back straightaway. And Hedgecock sends it. And the 06 of Thomas loose up in the stuff. Brandon Overton caught a piece of that as well in the 76 car. And Ivey, he has not been off to the best of starts here tonight. Shredded a tire in hot laps and is now stopped down here at the bottom of turn number 1. Hunter Jordan running as fast as he can down there. See if he can't get some insights of what's going on. Brandon Overton down there as well. Hunter, what you got for us?
Brandon Overton just getting that 76 Longhorn Factory team ride fired back up. I'm not quite sure what the issue was with the 76. I'm looking around. It really doesn't look to have any body damage, and all 4 tires are up on that 76 machine, guys. But I'll see if I can get a word from series officials to see what that was about.
So Brandon Overton scheduled to start outside row number 3 in the Longhorn Factory, number 76. And he will move back into position. Trent Ivey back on the outside of row number 2. Re-racked, restacked, and to try it again. 8 laps to distance. Approaching that Velocity Manufacturing start zone. Looking for the Minor Construction green flag, and we are back underway here at Cherokee Heat Race number 1. Sublimited Apparel Heat Race number 1. And now almost 4 wide for third out of turn number 2. It'll be the 06 of Thomas going to take third down the back straightaway. Corey Hedgecock up to second. Carson Ferguson showing the way on lap number 1. Ferguson out in front. Hedgecock up to second. Where'd Chris Ferguson come from? Started 7th here in the heat race. Is already up to 4th. Top 4 will move on to the main event. The rest will have to come from one of the NRC Oil Pump B mains later on this evening. And Chris Ferguson hold it down. He'll take a peek to the inside for third in the 06 machine of Thomas down the back straightaway. Chris Ferguson moving up to third down the back. Will now have his sights set on Corey Hedgecock as Thomas gets up into the fluff in turn number 3 and 4. Lose a couple of spots now. All chasing Carson Ferguson around the speedway. Early on in this heat race, it'll be 4 to go. Cross flags will be in the air halfway home this time. Carson Ferguson, your race leader. Corey Hedgecock, Chris Ferguson. How about Trent Ivey? Great recovery back into 4th. And now Chris Ferguson putting the pressure on Hedgecock down the back straightaway for second. It's clock is ticking, looking to be Fergie time here in heat race at number 1. He'll get down the bottom of the speedway. Hedgecock will go with him. Shut the door. Ivy still hanging on to 4th down the back straightaway. Clay Harris right behind him as well on the 6th machine. As Carson Ferguson, 1.5 the last time by. Make that 2.0, stretching it as Ferguson will dip a nose down in front of the 6th machine, or the 23 of Hedgecock. Ferguson up to second now. And now Hedgecock will lose even more. Ivy to third, and here comes Harris. Corey Hedgecock will lose 2 positions on that lap. White flag is out. Barrett's Performance white flag for Carson Ferguson out of turn number 3 and 4. Sublimited apparel heat race number 1 will be Carson Ferguson picking up the win. Chris Ferguson 7th to 2nd. Trent Ivey and Clay Harris going to pick up the 4th and final transfer. Corey Hedgecock from 2nd to 5th in the final few laps of that heat race. But your winner out of Lincolnton, North Carolina, and the Coltman Farms Mega Plumbing Longhorn. How about it for Carson Ferguson in 93, picking up the win. Sublimited apparel heat race at number 1. And he'll have one more order of business to go across the scales. The Jericho transmission redraw. Check the weight, check the droop. And he'll make his way down to Hunter Jordan, where he's standing by for the Jericho transmission redraw.
Down here, going to give Carson a second to get the helmet off, and then we will catch a word. Well, Carson, so far so good. You were quickest in Group A, and right there you get a dominating heat race finish. How does that boost the confidence going into this main event tonight?
Yeah, this is really, this track's normally not my strong suit, so we made a lot of changes today, had some help behind the scenes, and really turned this thing around. So I got to thank my crew, awesome car owners, Donald and Gina Bradsher, the good Lord for giving us all the ability to do this, and hopefully we can keep it on all fours tonight, number 1, and hopefully we can be back here in victory lane.
Carson now going to draw on the Jericho transmission redraw. We'll see what he pulls there. Ladies and gentlemen, starting on the outside pole this evening, currently sitting 9th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point standings and 25th in the Dirt on Dirt Top 25. That'll be Carson Ferguson.
All right, so Carson Ferguson going to start the outside of number 1 for the main event later on this evening. Coltman Farms, heat race number 2, making their way out onto the speedway. 10 more drivers if they can all make it. 8 laps to distance. Number 1 on the inside, the 2 car to Gaffney, South Carolina will be Leighton Sullivan. To the outside, the 71 out of Martinsville, Indiana, it's Hudson O'Neill. Number 2 on the inside, the 20 machine out of Newport, Tennessee, it'll be the Newport Nightmare. Current Hunt Front Super Series point leader, Jimmy Owens. And to the outside, in the 14 out of Savannah, Georgia, it's Hayden Cohen. Number 3 on the inside, the 23 car to Rock Hill, South Carolina, will be Beckham Malone. And to the outside, the 16B out of Clover, South Carolina, it's Ross Bales. Number 4 on the inside, the 19 out of Rhinecone, Georgia, will be Gavin Cohen. And to the outside, in the 11 out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, it's Evan Kohler. And the 5th and final row on the inside, in the 0 machine out of Driftwood, Texas, it'll be Bailey Curry. And to the outside, in the 5J out of Cherville, North Carolina, it'll be Braden Jones. 10 drivers, once again, 8 laps to distance. Top 4 will transfer to the main event. The rest of these drivers will have to come from one of 2 NRC Oil Pump Last Chance qualifiers later on this evening. Got the hometown on the front row. Gaffney, South Carolina driver Leighton Sullivan alongside 2023 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion Hudson O'Neal. Jimmy Owens in the 20 car. Trying to hunt the front Super Dirt Series point leader. Looking to make up some points. Corey Hedgecock going to have to come for one of those B mains later on this evening. Nonetheless, 8 laps to distance approaching the Velocity Manufacturing start zone. Looking for that mining construction green flag. It is out. We are underway in Coleman Farms heat race number 2. Here we go. How about Jimmy Owens on the bottom of the speedway trying to make it 3 wide, looking for the lead in the 20 car already. Hudson O'Neal fall back to third, chasing the 2 machine of Sullivan on the front straightaway. Side by side at the line. Give that lap to Sullivan. But Owens will slide in front of him in the turn number 1 and 2. New race leader down the back straightaway, the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens. Now Hudson O'Neal, the 71, will follow in suit. He'll take over second as Sullivan back to third down. The 16 machine, Ross Bales, holding down the 4th and final transfer with a young gun, Beckham Malone right there on his heels. Now race for the lead, heating up once again. Hudson O'Neal all over the back bumper of Jimmy Owens, looking for the race lead down the front straightaway. Looking for a little bit better start position for Jimmy Owens. Trying to hold down the point lead. He'll pull Hudson O'Neal just a little bit this time, stretching that lead. Meanwhile, race for the transfer, heating up Beckham Malone, Ross Bales. Beckham Malone knocking on the door, sitting in position number 5, working down the front back straightaway. And we have a Coleman Farms caution out on the speedway. Got a car facing down the hill over in turn number 4, right at the entrance, I do believe. That is the 11 machine of Evan Kohler. Down at the bottom of the hill in turn number 4. And he's backing up. We'll see if he'll be able to tag the tail end of the field. Not quite sure what happens. If we can get a replay on huntthefront.tv here in just a moment. Halfway down, Coleman Farms heat race number 2. The Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens. Trying to put some distance on that point lead. Currently showing the way here in heat race number 2. Hudson O'Neal second. And here comes the replay from huntthefront.tv into turn number 4. And all by himself just kind of loses it. Running about midway through the field. And Kohler have to go to the tail end of the field and try it again.
Jimmy Owens' teammate.
Jimmy Owens' teammate. Ultimate Towing and Recovery. Capital Waste 11 machine of Evan Kohler. Nonetheless, coming back to green. 4 down, 4 remaining. Coleman Farms heat race number 2. Coming back to the Velocity Manufacturing start zone. Looking for the mining construction green flag. It is out. We are back underway. And once again, it'll be Jimmy Owens going to lead him down the back straightaway. A couple of car links between himself and Hudson O'Neal. Sullivan to third. It's Ross Bales, Beckham Malone. Malone to the inside of Bales. Out of turn number 4, side by side for the 4th and final transfer spot. Bales will hang on. Ross Bales in the 16, holding down the 4th and final transfer. As up front, Jimmy Owens stretching his lead over the 71 of Hudson O'Neal. 7/10 of a second was the last time. It'll be 2 to go this time for Jimmy Owens. Hudson O'Neal second. It's Leighton Sullivan. Ross Bales holding down the 4th and final transfer. Jimmy Owens into turn number 3 and 4, looking for the Barrett's Performance white flag. One more trip around here in the Coleman Farms heat race number 2. Stretching the distance, 1.1 at the line. Working down the back straightaway. One final time for the Newport Nightmare. Looking to have the perfect weekend. Jimmy Owens will win Coleman Farms heat race number 2. Hudson O'Neal second. Leighton Sullivan and Ross Bales pick up the 4th and final transfer. Your winner out of Newport, Tennessee, in the Capital Waste Ultimate Towing and Recovery number 20. How about it for the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens? And the Coleman Farms heat race number 2. Doing what he needed to do. racing for a championship here this weekend, searching for $50,000. Why not just win it all? As Hunter said earlier, he can have a chance for $90-something thousand payday here this weekend. Going to go across the scales. The Jericho transmission redraw. Down there with Hunter Jordan. We'll be standing by with a Newport Nightmare here in just a moment.
Yeah, giving Jimmy a second to get the helmet off here. Well, Jimmy, you coming into this weekend a little more motivated trying to cap that championship season off?
Yeah, we've been doing a little testing and stuff, and the crew and everybody, we got some extra help for the weekend, just doing our best to cap the weekend off.
Jimmy now going to draw on the Jericho transmission redraw. We'll see where the point leader is starting tonight. Going to start fourth in the feature event this evening. He is the current Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series point leader and sitting 19th in the latest Dirt on Dirt Top 25. Give it up for the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens.
Jimmy Owens, a 2007 Blue-Gray 100 champion. Going to start outside of row number 2 in the main event later on this evening. As we get ready to go, MD3, heat race at number 3. 11 more drivers if they can all make it. Row number 1 on the inside of the 58 machine at Fayetteville, North Carolina. It'll be the big perm, Dalton Wilson. To the outside of 16W in Lancaster, South Carolina's Ben Watkins. Row number 2 on the inside of 33. Out of Manning, South Carolina, will be Banjo Duke. To the outside of 09. Out of Sun River, Montana, it's Michael Leach. The third row back on the inside, the 114. Out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, will be Jordan Kohler. To the outside, the 70 machine. Out of Dallas, North Carolina, it's Jeff Smith. The fourth row back on the inside, the 59. Out of Cornersville, Tennessee, it'll be Dillard Hatchett. And to the outside, and the 49. Out of Zeeland, Michigan, it's Luke Morey. The fifth row back on the inside, the 1D. Out of Alberton, Georgia, it'll be Britt Dixon. And to the outside, the 126. Out of Rogersville, Tennessee, it'll be Cade Loudy. And shotgun on the field, all back to by themselves. In the T22 out of Clinton, Iowa, it's Tegan Evans. 11 drivers getting ready to go. 8 laps to distance. Top 4 transferred to the main event. The rest will have to come from one of the NRC Oil Pump B mains later on this evening. So the big perm, Dalton Wilson, a little different number here this weekend. Nonetheless, going to lead the field to the green alongside a driver who's very familiar with the Cherokee Speedway himself, Ben Watkins. Banjo Duke, Michael Leach inside, outside at row number 2. We'll have one more heat race coming up after this one. The Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. Give a big shout out to National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer Roby Helm, who's watching from the house here this evening, missing him here at Cherokee in the final weekend. As the drivers, MD3 heat race number 3 approaching. Velocity Manufacturing start zone, looking for that mining construction green flag. It is out and we are underway. Dalton Wilson going to take him down in turn 1 and 2 as your race leader. Just about 3 wide for third, right behind him and Watkins. Move the 114 of Jordan Kohler up to third. Michael Leach right behind him in fourth, but it's all Dalton Wilson out in front. Dan Watkins tiptoeing around the bottom of the speedway, trying to maintain pace with your race leader down the back. And it's Kohler and Leach, your top 4. Banjo Duke in the 33 on the outside looking in, as well as Jeff Smith, Brent Dixon, Hatchett, Morey, and Loudy. 2 down, Dalton Wilson. 5/10 of a second is the distance between himself and Ben Watkins. Down the back straight away. Watkins trying to close the distance on a turn number 4. And he nips it down to 3/10 of a second. Watkins is there, challenging for the race lead down the back straightaway. Can he find the line to find a way around the 58 machine? As the big perp coming around to lead another lap. Cross flags in the air, halfway home. Here at MD3, heat race number 3, and now here comes Watkins. Wilson's open the door down the back straightaway. Watkins pulls alongside down the back. Wilson able to get the big run into turn number 3 and 4, maintain the race lead. Jordan Kohler, 1 second behind these drivers in third. Michael Leach still home down the 4th and final transfer spot. Banjo Duke a couple car lengths back in 5th on the outside looking in. They'll come around. Twin Sticks will be out this time. 2 more trips around. MD3 heat race in number 3. Dalton Wilson, the Big Frog Motorsports 58 machine, showing the way. It's Watkins. Losing pace now, 0.6 of a second behind. Jordan Cole and Michael Leach to the top four. As the Barrett's performance, a white flag will be displayed this time. One more trip around for the Big Berm. He stretched it to 0.7 of a second down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. One final time, the Big Berm. Dalton Wilson, he'll pick up the win in MD3. He'd race in number 3. Ben Watkins second. Jordan Kohler third, and Michael Leach going to pick up the 4th and final transfer. Here in MD3, he'd race at number 3. Different power plant, different number. It doesn't matter. Your winner of the MD3, he'd race at number 3 out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. How about it for the Big Berm, Dalton Wilson? Driving the Big Frog Motorsports 58V entry here this weekend. He'll go across the scales, get the weight checked, the droop checked. We'll have one more order of business. Outside rows have been set. We know what's in the bag, a 1 or a 3. And he'll be waiting with Hunter Jordan standing by for the Jericho transmission redraw.
Going to give Dalton a second to get the helmet off, then we will catch a word with him. Dalton Wilson, quick overall, and then a heat race win. Dalton, a long time no see. You had Ben stick his nose under you there for a couple laps. What were you thinking when you saw that 16?
I was just kind of making laps, and I really kind of got lost on the racetrack. But once he kind of showed it to me, I moved down, and I felt pretty good down there. So, we're going to work on this thing a little bit more. Got to get a little bit in the racetrack a little bit better. But like I said, hats off to my guys and Augie's guys for busting their butts and giving me a hot ride. Hopefully we can get the job done for them tonight.
Dalton now going to draw on the Jericho transmission redraw. The 1 and the 3 still on the table. And ladies and gentlemen, starting third this evening, currently sitting 8th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point standing. Give it up for Big Perm, Dalton Wilson.
All right, so 2nd, 3rd, and 4th have been set. As we get ready to roll, 4th and final heat race of the evening. Mighty Construction heat race in number 4 out there on the racetrack. 10 more drivers, if they can all make it. This is how they'll line up. Starting on the front row pole on the inside, the 16 at Fort Payne, Alabama, 2-time Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series feature winner on the season. It'll be Sam Seawright to the outside in the 57 out of Emery, South Carolina. It's Zach Mitchell. Number 2 on the inside in the 10 machine, driver to Milton, Florida. 2-time Cherokee feature winner on this season. It'll be Joseph Joyner to the outside, the 18. And at Rutherford, North Carolina, it's Gray Parton. The 3rd row back to the inside in the 212 out of Florence, Alabama, 2023. Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion will be the Florence Flash, Josh Putnam. And to the outside in the C6 entry at Hohenwald, Tennessee, your current Base Racing Fuels Rookie of the Year point leader. It'll be Oakley Johns in C6. The 4th row back to the inside in the 4 machine at Papillion, South Carolina, will be Cale Green. And to the outside in the 8B at Lincolnton, North Carolina, it's Steve Banal. And your 5th and final row on the inside in the 21 out of Rome, Georgia. It'll be Super Mario Gresham. And to the outside in the 618 out of Stoneville, North Carolina, it's Kevin Wilson. 10 drivers getting ready to go. Final heat race of the evening. Mighty Construction heat race at number 4. And the 2, 3, and 4 have been drawn. So these drivers are racing for the pole. Here the Mighty Construction heat race at number 4. Sam Seawright, he's picked up a couple of feature wins in 2025 of the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series at Talladega Short Track and Duck River. Of course, we've heard the story with Zach Mitchell. The tire infraction at Southern Raceway. Joseph Joyner on the inside of row number 2. Still very well in the championship hunt. In the 10 machine. He's 2-time Cherokee feature winner alongside the 18 of Gray Parton. Approaching that Velocity Manufacturing start zone. Mighty Construction heat race number 4. Looking for the Mighty Construction green flag, and we are underway. Side by side at a turn number 2. Sam Seawright going to take the race lead down the back straightaway. Zach Mitchell, Joseph Joyner. Great partner right now. And now slider incoming from Putnam. Little contact. And that'll move the 8 of Banal up to the 4th and final transfer. Oakley Johns now up to 5th as Putnam will fall back to about 8th. All chasing Sam Seawright right now, the 16 machine. Zach Mitchell second, Joseph Joyner. It's Steve Banal right now holding down the 4th and final transfer. Oakley Johns, Josh Putnam, Cale Green, Gray Parton, Mario Gresham all on the outside looking in. Sam Seawright. Oh, so smooth around the Cherokee Speedway at the moment. 1.1 is the distance with himself and Zach Mitchell. And now Joyner working down the back straightaway, trying to close the distance between himself and the 57. Trying to keep himself in championship contention this weekend. Joyner came into the weekend third in the standings. 3 more trips around for Sam Seawright here in the minor construction heat race number 4. Kind of sorted out 1 through 4 right now. Oakley Johns on the outside looking in, as well as Josh Putnam. 3 wide towards the back. Cale Green, Great Parton, and Mario Gresham. Twin sticks are out. 2 more trips around for Sam Seawright, who's put himself out to a 2.0 second lead. Coming around out of turn number 4, Barrett's Performance. A white flag will be displayed this time. 1 more trip around for Sam Seawright. Into turn number 3 and 4, 1 final time. Picking up the win, Mine Construction Heat Race number 4, Sam Seawright at 16. Zach Mitchell second, Joseph Joyner and Steve Banal going to pick up the 4th and final transfer spot. Well, I'm not sure if Sam Seawright's ever been a fan of the Jericho transmission redraw. He always expects the worst, but he may be surprised of what's left in the bag when he makes his way down to Hunter Jordan. Here in just a moment, he'll go across the scales, get that weight checked, the droop checked, all that good stuff taken care of. But Sam Seawright, he's had a great season. He's missed a few races, not in championship contention, but he's had a great season with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. Anyways, moving himself to the top 10 in the standings. He'll go across the scales. The weight check, the droop check, and Hunter Jordan going to be standing by the Jericho transmission redraw.
Giving Sam a second to get the helmet off here. A 2-time winner with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series here in 2025. Those wins coming at Talladega and Duck River. Sam, you just outran 2 guys that have been forces to be reckoned with at Cherokee here in 2025. How you feeling rolling into this main event?
I feel like our car is really good. I just got to do a good job driving, and I want to give a shout out to my dad back at home, and Livy and JT, Abby and Remy, all them's up the road. They went to a hike, but they're watching and supporting. I got to thank all my crew for everything. I feel like we got a hot rod, just got to make the right decisions.
Sam now going to draw on the Jericho transmission redraw to make it official, starting on the pole this evening. 2-time winner with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. Give it up for Sam Seawright. And that right there, Tommy, will wrap up heat race action for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series.
All right, Hunter Jordan down there doing a great job. The Trading Paints Hot Pits. Race fans, don't forget, this will end the live look-in on Hunt the Front TV, Facebook, and YouTube. You can head over to huntthefront.tv and catch all of tonight's action and tomorrow night's action with the Blue Gray 100. So be sure to go over there and get the race, buy the race, huntthefront.tv. Until then, we'll turn it over to Bumper Jack, the voice of the Cherokee Speedway. We got more racing action. Get ready to come your way.
All right, thank you, Tommy. That's right. We've got our Shannon's Towing Thunder Bombers getting ready to make their way out